The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Does it actually give you pause that people are rejecting this push towards more progressive policies?
I don't believe they are. I don't believe that at all.
That's Dick Durbin. Well, he must be hiding under a rock.
Progressives and moderate Democrats are even more dug in. No one is backpedaling and instead are plowing forward with President Biden's social spending package. Pelosi announcing today paid family and medical leave is going back in the Build Back Better bill. And key moderate vote in the Senate, Senator Joe Manchin, who was against that idea, was kept in the dark about it. Senate Republicans say today Democrats are in denial.
If you guys keep sending that garbage out, yeah, but it's not true.
So this is a garbage report?
Yeah.
Okay, so
$450,000 per person. Is that what you're saying?
that was separated from a family member at the border under the last administration.
That's not going to happen.
Wow. So you got, after election night, Biden or somebody told Biden, you better smarten up here. This is crazy. People are against socialism. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Oh my God, we got a lot to talk about today. Now, I know everybody's asking, I've been hearing about housing. I told you, if anybody bought a house, let's say in the last year, or especially if you bought a house between, let's say March, May 2020, okay, and May 2021, you paid way too much for your home. And I hope you put down at least 30%, because we're going to have a correction of 30%. Now, I'll get back to this Biden, what's going on with the progressives. By the way, before I start with the progressives, people don't realize, the progressives really believe that inflation is not caused by printing of money. They believe inflation is caused by spending. You get the money and spend it on something. It's the spending that causes the inflation, and that's why inflation is not a problem. That's why they call it transitory, because they feel, well, because if we spend on some big social programs, it's going to grow the economy. It's never worked that way. And that's why when you look at their crazy programs, that's how they think. A progressive thinks that inflation, you can print all the money you want, and that's not inflation. Printing is inflation. When you print money, I don't care, it's inflation. Okay, they say, no, it's the spending when you go spend it. So what they're saying, if you put the money in a pile, if you keep printing money, the government puts it in a pile, and they don't spend it, there's no inflation. So that's why this country, in adopting, and obviously the election said they're not, but the country in adopting progressive attitudes, going towards socialism, okay, the Virginia show, that's not where we're going. People are smarter than that. And they're not cutting inflation. In other words, they're not going to cut your gasoline prices because they believe the inflation is transitory. And yesterday, did you hear where Powell yesterday really changed the definition of transitory? Remember, he was always saying transitory is 2, 3, 6 months. Now all of a sudden it's a year and a half or 2. It's amazing. Okay, back to the housing. Look, early in 2020, after the pandemic hit, home builders, right? They had very, very little inventory at that time. They not like the old days where builders would come in and have all kinds of inventory, right? Keep building inventory up. No, they learned their lesson in 2008. They have very little inventory. So when the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden the Fed slashes interest rates to zero, from 0 to a quarter point, right? That's the Fed rate we're talking about, the rate at which they loan banks money. And then they launched all these emergency programs so that they'd unfreeze the credit market. So in other words, you could go borrow money. And then with their $120 billion a month of buying treasuries, they print the money, right? And then they buy $120 billion a month of these treasuries, so the 10-year, so the yields would go down, interest rates would go down, the 10-year treasury would go down, which dictates how much you're going to pay for your house, and that's why interest rates were so low, and people out there going crazy buying homes. So everything came together at that point in say May, starting in May of 2020. So it was a perfect storm to create this incredible housing market, and people are really going to get hurt. And last night, or yesterday I think it was, Zillow dumped 7,000 homes, and people go, what's going on here? Well, they're smart, because remember, they decided they would start buying homes and flip them, because after all, they figured, look, we got all the information. Zillow, I mean, they got all the information on people. They know where the buyers are, who the buyers, they know everything about buyers. I mean, that's their business. So they said, why don't we just buy the homes ourselves and flip them? And then they went in and fixed them all up. And yeah, that's a tough deal, because when you go do that, when you're fixing houses up, you really can't get your arms around cost, and sometimes costs go out of whack, and you don't make the profits you think you're going to make. But in any event, they went and bought 7,000 homes. They're going to dump them all because they see something coming in the market. That's what they see. Okay, they see that the housing market is going to blow up. And yesterday, Powell poured gasoline on the housing market by telling everybody they're not going to raise rates, which is stupid, not going to raise rates. So they're smart. Zillow knows what's coming. Zillow knows we're going to have the biggest housing crash ever, because the evidence is there when you look at it. First of all, when you start seeing the debt, okay, that when people go buy homes, they measure your debt, okay, your debt ratio, to your income, and it's way out of whack. It's like going back to 2008 again. Not as bad, but they're loaning to people that can't afford these homes, and even and their debt, they have too much debt. And then you got housing going up much faster than wages. So if you got housing going up much faster than wages, which houses are, and then you check the debt ratio, okay, to their income, and it's way out of whack. And this is setting up for a crash. Zillow's the expert. They know that. In fact, they know it so seriously, it's so serious, that they took 208 homes they have in Arizona, and they're selling at a fire sale to get out of them. Okay, they're willing to take a bath. 93% of the homes they have in Arizona, the 208 homes, they're going to sell them for less than they paid for it. They just want to be out of this thing before the crash hits. So it's happening. And I hope you put 30, 40% down on your home, or you're going to get hurt, unless you decide to stay there for a very long time. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1-900-020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So we're just talking about Zillow dumping 7,000 homes. 280 homes they have in Arizona alone, or 208 homes in Arizona. They're selling them for less than what they paid for because they see the writing on the wall, and they want to get out before things really get bad. Now, the big problem is wages aren't keeping up at all with the home prices going nuts. And another big problem, prices are much higher than a person's disposable income. And we're also seeing that their debt, the ratio of their debt to their income, is out of whack. So this is exactly what we started to see before the last crash. Okay, now if you bought a home and you're going to just stay in it for years, you're fine. If you pay too much for it, you're fine. The people that are going to get hurt are the flippers and people that move out of their home every couple of years or 3 years, even 5 years, they're going to get clobbered. But if you're just going to buy the home, stay in it, you're going to be fine, no problem at all. Okay, so don't worry about that. You have to worry if you're a flipper, I'll tell you that. So wages are the big problem, okay? And so again, let's go back to what happened yesterday, because there's a lot of confusion, okay? And I want to straighten that out. And by the way, please, if you're in the market, I'm not going to give you the exact stocks. I don't want to do that because I told you I get tired of people. I want to give a name out. People trade the stock, but they don't join my gang. And then they lose money because they haven't joined the gang. So I don't have access, or Steve doesn't have access to them to tell them when to buy, when to sell, when to add, when to put a stop in, when to get out. They're on their own. And then when they lose money, they claim, they go to a site and complain about us. I was with Phil's gang, I lost money. But they don't tell the truth. They don't say, well, I never really joined a gang. I'm a little cheapskate, and I thought I could play it cute. And because Phil told us the name on the radio, the stock, I went and bought it. But no, I didn't want to join the gang, so I was on my own. No, they won't be that gracious. But that's what happens when you see those things. So, but anyways. So please, if I do give you a name out, do not buy these stocks and try to trade them on your own. If you are in the market, I'm begging you to keep watching the 10-year yield, the bond market. The bond market is the only place that will tell you the truth, what the economy is doing. It's the only place that will tell you the truth about stocks, where the money is going. 80% of people lose money in the market, not only because they don't know when to get out, and they don't know when to turn around and sell short. They just have 80% of the people lose money because they just don't know what they're doing. They just don't know what they're doing. And especially they don't know what group of stocks to be in because they don't know what the bond yields are. That's why a lot of people lose money. They get in the market. They don't even know. They have no idea. Okay, every morning I tell my members, we look every morning. We say, okay, where's the money going? Is the money going in value stocks or the money's going in growth stocks? When we check the yield, okay? Then we can tell if it's going into growth stocks or value stocks. Should we be buying tech or should we buy in the banks? And that's what we focus on. And then my color-coded chart, which is patent, the technology, and it works. Now, nothing's 100%, okay? In life, it's not. Just like when I was in the oil business, you have a gauge on your tank, and somebody would call and say, I'm out of oil, and we have what they call heating days, and the computer would tell you when to deliver the oil next, right? And I'm out of oil. Well, my gauge said, it's called a gauge. That's what it is. It's not 100%. You have to still watch it. It's the same thing with our stock, with our charting. But it's better than anything that's out there. It's 90% closer than anything that's out there. So the risk is off instead of risk on. So just try it for 10 days and you'll see it works. But XLK is the symbol for big tech stocks. All I'm telling you is as long as these yields stay below 160, the 10-year Treasury yield, that's where the money is going. And money is starting to go back into the semis. And I got my members into SMH. In fact, if you got into SMH, the semis, when it turned green, and that was around $267, today it's $294. That's a nice return. That's a 10% return. So if you had my color-coded chart and you were following the semiconductors and you're following the basket, the ETF, SMH, and when it turned green and you started to buy, you made a nice 10% return since October 27th. What's wrong with that? Or if you started to buy the ETF where you wanted to buy the whole basket of big tech stocks and it turned green on October 21st. So that was around $157 and today it's $166. What's wrong with that? So that's a 6% return right there. Risk off return. What's wrong with that? I can go on and on. We bought Ford because when your big tech stocks are going up, because your yields are going down, that means your discretionary stocks like Ford will go up, the car makers. And Ford, if you got into Ford when it turned green, you would have got in on September 23rd, a lot of our members did. You would have got in at around $13, and today it's $19. That's a 46% return. So if that's the stock you normally follow, and it turned green, and that's the beautiful thing about the technology. It tells you. If it's still red, it's telling you don't get in. Well, you got guys like Kramer telling you buy these stocks because he interviewed the CEO. These people are getting clobbered. We're tracking his stocks, and people are getting slaughtered. And his excuse every time when he tells people to buy it, I know Joe Suckface, man. I interviewed him. Boy, he's a good manager. Yeah, I'll buy that. And people are getting slaughtered. Join my gang. Free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
With the PhilsGang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at PhilsGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At PhilsGang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And PhilsGang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the PhilsGang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at PhilsGang.com. That's PhilsGang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and PhilsGang.com, you can. PhilsGang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With PhilsGang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to PhilsGang.com. PhilsGang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out PhilsGang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back. My name's Phil Grande. Okay, so let's talk about yesterday. So, okay, Powell. He said there's not going to be any rate hike. That was dumb. That's what we need to fight inflation. You've got to have those rate hikes. As a result, last night when he made that announcement, all three indices, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, rallied. But then after last night, after the investors had time to mull all this over, the market opened negative. The S&P is down. The NASDAQ's up because the yields are going down, and that benefits our NASDAQ. In fact, I just checked our Xilinx, and we're up 25% on our Xilinx. That's one of our tech stocks we've been following. Okay. Now, I'm not saying every gang member's up 25%, but because some gang members who file Xilinx, sometimes they get in a little lower, some get in a little later. I don't know when they actually get in. Okay. But when we teach them and show them and tell them the stocks to be in because of what the yields are doing, they should have spot on when that thing turned green. And it's up to them whether to get in it or not. But my point is the technology is always correct. It's just that you got to make sure you stay with the right stocks. If you just stay with that same group of stocks, and how do you know what stocks to get into? Again, based on the yields. You're either going to get into a growth stock or value stock, and either you've got two leadership groups. If all you ever traded was tech and banks, that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need, those two. But anyways, going back to yesterday, the market, after it closed up yesterday, this morning, opened up down, it's still down. Because, see, Biden, is telling Powell, you better not raise rates. This is crazy. So, investors are worried about this inflation because Powell refuses to raise rates. And remember, inflation is always the biggest threat to our stock market and our economy and our system of government. Any president will tell you that's what he watches. Biden says the number one concern, though, is inflation. Can you believe that? The economy, not inflation. Can you believe how stupid that is? The economy? The environment. The environment. The climate. There you go. Thank you. The climate. So Biden says the climate is the big deal. AOC says we're all going to be dead in 10 years. What do we got? 2 years left? 3 years? We're all going to be dead because of the climate. Now, like all progressives, inflation doesn't come from money printing. Inflation, all the inflation, a progressive will tell you that inflation isn't created by money printing. It's created by the spending, and the spending will take care of that inflation right away. That's why it's transitory, because when you spend, it's for a good thing, and then all of a sudden, the inflation's gone. It knocks the inflation out. It's a bold-faced lie. It never works. But see, they want social programs, so they make up that noise, because all they care is about spending on social programs. And the environment, the climate. They're going to spend $555 billion. So do not confuse the tapering with rates, okay? Now let's talk about this $120 billion in tapering. The Federal Reserve, every month, they print, that's where the inflation comes, and then they buy $120 billion worth of bonds, 10-year Treasury bonds, each month. And they do that to drive yields down, to keep rates low. Why? Well, first of all, it helps the housing market, number one. But here's what they do with the money. And this is crazy. So when they print that money each month, that $120 billion, what they do is the first thing they do is they go in, by buying those treasury bonds, that means they save interest. When the yield goes down on a 10-year treasury bond, they save interest on the national debt that they pay. Every year they got to pay interest on the national debt. So they print it, the money go in, they buy the treasuries, the yield goes down, and so when they got to write a check for the national debt, or Congress, they got to write that interest, that national debt, they have a savings. So that savings, because they're paying less interest on the national debt, is then added to all the money that's been printed, and then they use it for these quantitative easing programs. This is the problem. They monetize corporate debt. Now, what's that mean? They go into these bad companies, these bad players, and they buy their debt from them, and they buy assets from them. And they take the debt and the assets and shift it to their balance sheet, the Federal Reserve, and give them new, fresh cash. They monetize the banks. They go and monetize the banks. Same thing. They go in and buy their mortgage-backed securities. They'll go buy, if they have treasury, they'll buy the treasuries from them, and they shift everything over to their balance sheet, the Fed, and then give them new cash. So the banks are now supported by this monetization. And our own government They do the same thing. The Fed prints all this money, goes to the government, and buys their debt. And they shift the debt over to the Federal Reserve. Now, here's the problem. They're preventing the free market from working. All these corporations should be going under. The way the free market system works is if you're a corporation and you're a poor actor and you're not a good manager and you're losing money, then you should go out of business under the free market, under capitalism. Go out of business. And then we take your assets and shift them to the good players. The good players. So if you're a contractor, we take your assets and shift them to the good contractors. That's how the economy gets stronger. Do the same thing with the banks. You take all the weak banks. Don't monetize their debt. Don't go in and bail them out. Let them fail and then take their assets and spread it among the remaining strong banks. But the government's the real problem. We go into government and we buy their debt. So what this is, quantitative easing is masking a horrible, horrible economy. So you got the stock market going up, but underneath it all, the economy sucks. Just go take the Dow 30 stocks. Go through them every day. Count how many are above the 50-day moving average and how many are below the 50-day moving average. The last count, I had 11 above the 50-day moving average and all the others below. That's terrible. That's a terrible divergence. So this monetization of corporate debt, bank debt is ridiculous, and government debt. It prevents the corporations from going under, from filing bankruptcy. We have these zombie corporations. So it creates this illusion that the economy is doing well. They've been doing this since 2008. Now, because remember, it's the progressives that do this. It was Obama in 2008 who did this. He started this program. Because, see, he believes, like the other progressives, printing all this money to monetize corporate debt, to monetize bank debt, to monetize government debt. Oh, there's no inflation. There's no inflation from doing that. The little inflation we have, it'll be gone because we're doing good things. Are you nuts? It makes no sense. So what do we do? I'll tell you when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
The unfolding of a market crash. If you don't think the stock market's going to crash, then you got to be nuts. This is going to be one of the biggest crashes ever. Just because they're stimulating the economy, they're plugging money in, keep driving up the debt. No, the market is going to crash. I bring you evidence every Friday on my YouTube channel. I review the week and tell you why we're getting closer to crash. So don't miss it. It's free for everyone. Go to my YouTube channel, Phil's Gang YouTube channel. That's right. Go to my YouTube channel, Phil's Gang YouTube channel, every Friday because I do a recap of the week. And it's free. You should have this. And what I do, I keep it ongoing every Friday so that I can keep you up to date as to what is happening to drive us to that trend where we finally, the market crashes. See, the important thing, I don't do that site to say, okay, on December 19, the market's going to crash. No, I do that to show you a trend. So when you see, and there's evidence of that trend that we're heading towards the crash. That's important so that you know what stocks to be in before the crash. You know what stocks to short. But you'll be prepared. We know the market's going to crash. Everybody knows the market's going to crash. If you dig up J.P. Morgan, he's second to motion. The market's going to crash. But what's keeping the market alive is these rates. Through this 120 billion printing a month for 13 straight years. And keeping interest rates between 0 and a quarter point, which he said yesterday he's not going to touch because he knows if he touches those, he moves them up just a quarter point, we'll have the biggest crash ever. So they're lying to us. So the idea is for us to keep our members in the stocks that benefit from what they're doing, kicking this can down the road, making sure they're in the right stocks. Example, Every morning we start at 4 o'clock. We do. Because we look and see what happened in Europe first. We start at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we always have our members in the right stock group. There's 11 groups in the market. You don't want to be in all 11 of those. There's only a couple groups. Banks, big tech, oil, and industrials. That's where you want to be. So we just got to know which one is the institutions, the big banks, the hedge funds, which ones are they buying? And we're good at that. That's what we do. And then the next thing we do is to make sure our members, when a stock or the market is going to crash, or you're in a stock and you're making 10, 20, 30% on the way up, and then when you get out, instead of going looking for another stock, we make sure with the same ease that you bought that stock, you now turn around and short it. It's not any more difficult than switching on a light switch, especially with our platform. I mean, it's that easy. So please, every Friday, if you're not a gang member, at least be brought up to speed. What is going on? Don't sit there blindly and listen to these people on Fake Business Nick tell how everything's great. It's not great. Boy, did we get a heads up for housing with Zillow. Zillow. All right, look. The best investment ever was always your house. Always your house. No more. That's gone. That ended in 2008. Actually, it ended in 2003, 4, when housing prices were driven by rates instead of wages. And that's what's happening again, and it continues. The best place to invest is the stock market because they have manipulated it. They have entered financial engineering. They have for 13 years printed $120 billion a month to buy treasury bonds each month to support the financial markets. Listen to what I'm saying. I can't understand why people would be in anything but stocks. For the last 13 years, it drove me nuts. Now everybody wants Bitcoin. Good, great. For the last 13 years, this is incredible. We've never seen this. Look, I've been on this earth 75 years in this business, 51 years. I've never seen where the Federal Reserve prints $120 billion every month for one purpose: to support the financial markets. To support a market they financially engineered to go up almost every day. And remember what they did. They never fixed the economy. After the 2008 crash, our economy never recovered because they decided, see, to have an economy recovery, you need to go to a monetary policy of business investment, where you have business investment. And from business investment, wages increase. First, productivity. That's the first thing you need from business investment. Productivity increases. Then jobs increases. Then wages increase. Then savings increase. That's how an economy grows. That's how it grows. And government it should be responsible and don't keep spending so we don't have these deficits, these losses. But they don't do that. They don't care. See, no one cares about that anymore. So the beautiful thing with the market is for 13 years, it almost sounds like this would never happen. Imagine for 13 years they came up with the idea, let's for the next 13 years financially engineer this market to keep going up, and all we'll have to do is just keep printing money, and we'll lie to everybody, okay, especially the progressives. We'll lie to everybody and tell them the printing of money doesn't cause inflation, okay? It's just spending, and when you spend it, inflation is transitory because you're spending it for the better good, and therefore inflation is going to go away. What a lie that is. No, when you print money, that's where all the inflation is killing us. So if anything, being in the stock market is the best place to be. Forget housing. It's over. once they uncoupled wages from house prices, it used to be wages go up 2%, houses went up 2%. Wages went up 3%, houses go up 3%. That's what you used to do every day. Used to watch, okay, if wages are up, then the house price goes up. If wages don't go up, then the house prices don't go up. Now we got house prices going up 20, 30% in a couple of months. This is insane. So please, the stock market is the best place to make money if you know what you're doing, and that's why we're here to help you. Try it for 10 days free. 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. Call now. Listen to this on our way out. This is amazing.
Americans across the country rejected President Biden and Speaker Pelosi's radical socialist agenda. Even after their losses, Nancy Pelosi doubled down on her agenda yet again this morning. And that is exactly why she is a lame duck Speaker of the House.
Yesterday sent a message. It's parents that matter, that it's parents that should be in charge of their children's destiny in school systems.
Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi did not get the message. Maybe more of their members will look in the mirror and say, I don't want to be the next Terry McAuliffe. Today is a wake-up call for Washington Democrats to abandon the partisanship, the extremist agenda of Washington-based programs that cost trillions of dollars. And one thing I will tell you is Republicans listen.
We're going to win. I think we're going to win in Virginia.
What happens in Virginia will in large part determine what happens in 2022, 2024, and on.
It's the only truthful thing she's ever said. Okay, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. That's free, 877-600-GANG. Or just go to my site, philsgang.com, and then click on it says Working Investor Group. Free for 10 days, including my chart, which is color code technology, which is patent. Nobody else has it, and it works. You're going to sell yourself on that. I'm going to try to sell you. You'll sell yourself. You'll say, wow, why didn't I do this before? Please help the kids of St. Jude when you start making money. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.